Oh, I don't know if we're recording or not yet. Hey guys, me again with another YouTube video. And I've since moved out of the closet that I was recording all these other previous videos in because I do these in huge blocks to my bedroom. So if you hear a little bit of an echo, it's because I'm in my bedroom. If you hear any downtown city traffic, it's because I'm in my bedroom. So I apologize, but I needed to get it more comfortable. My neck was starting to hurt, my back is starting to hurt, and I'm sitting on the floor. The laptop's sliding around all over the place, so I just needed to move. So, what are we looking at today? Well, today we're going to be taking a look at something a little different from a gun, but kind of still a gun in a weird way. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Black Ops 1 ballistic knife. So, back in Black Ops 1, I used to think, oh my gosh, the ballistic knife is the coolest thing ever. You get to stab people with it, one hit melee. You can shoot the knife out from across the map. It was just so cool. And it felt so good when you went positive, destroying kids in lobbies with this thing. And I got to thinking, I can make that out of Lego. I wonder how other people have made this out of Lego. I wonder how other people have made theirs work out of Lego. And that brought me to someone that we all know and love, My Different Username. And My Different Username, at the time when his channel was first starting, Black Ops 1 was the new Call of Duty. It was incredibly popular. And he actually made a working ballistic knife. It was incredibly simple, but it worked really well. And it looked really good. And I really liked it. So I decided, well, why don't I just make his and then edit it into how I want it to look, kind of, right? So I did that, and it's not inside of this picture, but I did make My Different Username's ballistic knife, and I did like the way that it looked, but I realized I don't think the two stud wide blade is the best idea. I think one stud wide is probably the way to go. So I went and I made a one stud wide blade. This basically follows the same formula that My Different Usernames follows, except gets a little complicated because there's some upside down building techniques in the join and the center. And there's since been some high resolution images released, so I know that there's 3 holes and they're a little bit bigger and stuff like that. Again, this is not bashing My Different Usernames older style and videos and having older pieces versus newer pieces. I used his and I went from there. I painstakingly, by the way, watched his video to recreate this. So if you guys want to see this, go watch his video because it's really good for the time. I really did like watching him shoot this because it was cool how he shot this. So I went with one stud wide because it's blade, more complicated building techniques, and then with the high resolution images, I had better views, and then we ended up with this. This is really complicated, and the problem with this is that because of how this is built and how I have these high resolution images, you can see that this is not 2 studs wide. This is right here to be in scale and proportion is 3 studs wide. This would not fit inside of the 2 stud wide system that My Different Username was using. Which means that now that I have this custom blade, I would have to make a custom handle for it to fit it. And that's where this came in right here. And this is a really complicated system of doing this, but it does allow for something that is 3 studs wide to fit inside of it. So the way that this works is actually through a technique that I believe I saw Christopher Hopman post inside of Google Hangouts and or on his YouTube channel, one of the two. I believe he was experimenting with revolver cylinders. So basically we're using this piece here with hinge pieces on it, hinge plates, and then we're extending this out and kind of trying to cover up the gap as we go. So this is all really basic stuff, as you can see here. It's all simple, just trying to cover up the gap as you go. And from far away, you can't really tell that there's a gap there at all. It's only when you get in real close that you start to notice there's a gap. And then on the end, we just kind of try to cover it up so that there is just an end hilt piece. And then on down here we have our control surfaces. So you've got the button to fire this off, and then the little place to put the safety pin, because there's a safety pin, and then this here, I don't particularly know what this is for, but it's here. Maybe it's to stop your hand from sliding down the edge of the knife. I'm not entirely sure. And then down here. So there is nothing holding all of this together down here. So the idea is that you would get one of Lego's black rubber bands from, I believe Technic Sets is where you get them from. And you would just wrap it around somewhere about this area just to hold everything in place down here on this end. And then these pieces here that form just a little bit of a lip down here would kind of act as spacers to hold this all relatively together. So it'd be one of those, it'd be at a slight angle downwards underneath the compression of the rubber band, but you're not going to notice it too badly. So it's no big deal, really. That's pretty much it, other than I don't think I've ever shown this before or explained this before, so I am now. These are hands, in case I didn't mention it before, and they're in chrome metallic color. So if we come here, and then we do this, and we do this, I can show you the hands just a little bit better. I use my hands, my real physical hands, as dimensions for this. My fingers are a little bit wider than 2 studs, but 2 studs was close enough. I actually wanted to use this to kind of scale the models appropriately and show how this type of stuff works. So I'm not the only person to do this. Sasha, I believe, from My Different Usernames Discord, really cool place, definitely recommend checking it out, is someone who's done something like this before, holding a handgun, and I really like the idea, so I wanted to do it here. So you can see that on this side they're holding the spare blade for ballistic knife, and then on this side they're just trying to present the ballistic knife. So this is all just really basic brick-built hands, and I really like them, and I might incorporate trying to pose these around guns and stuff in the future. I know I've done it on a gun before. I don't remember which gun it is. It's inside a finder somewhere, but it's somewhere in here. Dang, I don't remember. Is it this one? No. Huh. Oh, it was the where is that? There we go. So I did use this to model 6 PMR30, so you can see that this is really simple. And then I got even more complicated trying to do like a reload and then attaching like arms to it. And it's like supposed to be a stand-in like robot, basically. So I just wanted to show you guys that I used them before on a pistol, and that I'm thinking about maybe doing like long rifles and stuff like that, so that I have like one hand on the grip and then one hand way out in the handguard, just to show you guys the proper scale, because these hands, like I said, they're modeled after my hands. My hands they're average male hands for my age at the age of 22, so they're not as thick as my fingers are. They're not as wide as my fingers are, but they're as long, and my palm is as wide as this. So I did want to show you guys that this is something that, you know, it scales appropriately with my hands, and that me holding it is going to feel really good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I will see you guys later in another YouTube video. Thanks for watching.